Why we are here today is because I'm a believer of inner peace. I'm living it. Wouldn't it be nice to just wake up in the morning and breathe the fresh air and just know that's all there is to life? Breathing the fresh air, and that's it. Wouldn't it be nice to just live a life of peace? No worries, no stress. Wouldn't it be nice to live a beautiful life at any given moment, every second of your life? That's what I'm living, guys. This is what I experience every day. I have inner peace. I have inner joy. I follow my passion. I have passion. I am determined to live this life the best way I can be, and I'm living that right now. This standing here is part of it. I wasn't born like this. I wasn't like this all the time, but I discovered the secret. And I couldn't just sit in my house and watch my sisters go through the same struggles that I went through when I learned to undo the struggles, when I learned to live with inner peace. So this is just the gist that I just want to share with you, how I have struggled, what I have done, and how I'm maintaining it. That's what I want to share with you. That's why we are here. The first part was to acknowledge that we are beautiful. We were born beautiful. We were born with all the determination, the courage. We are adventurous. We are amazing. We were born like that. But because we went on a journey in our mother's houses, at school, at church, the people we meet in our communities, at work, we pick things up that we were not born with. You understand? We pick things up that depletes our amazingness, that depletes our beauty. You understand? We have beliefs, we have rules that govern us every day, but these were made by other people. And we have long stopped to be who we truly are. But we have taken those beliefs, whatever other people have told us, and now that's what we believe we are. That's who we now believe we are. But I found a secret that no, we can go back to become in the state that we were born with originally. We can go back there if only we remember. And that's why I'm here today, to remind you ladies, to remind you my sisters, that you can bounce back to who you truly are. You can discover who you truly are. I have done it. Me. I'm standing here, but I've done it. Just me. So if I have found inner peace, so can you. If I found inner peace, so can you. It's not very long. I've been on this journey for 3 years. 3 years. I was also in a state of despair. You understand? Finance, my marriage, my kids, work, all the struggles that we go through. I was also in that state. But I came to a time when I told myself enough is enough. I also want to be happy. I follow people on Instagram who are just smiling all the time. Where do they get this energy from? Because I don't smile. I don't have that energy. Everything comes to me and hit me like this. But I was tired. I came to a state where I told myself that I'm now tired. Aluta, this is stressful. I want to be happy. But I made a decision. I made a decision that I wanted change. I made a commitment to myself that I wanted change. And the moment I made that decision, things just start coming to you like this. That's what the universe does. You make a decision, the universe provides what you have decided. We are created to be here on earth. Our purpose is to live and experience life in our true selves. But we are no longer our true selves because of the storms that have changed us. We are tainted with darkness. You understand? We are no longer light because of the things that we encounter, you know? If you understand that, that's why the universe is here. I told you, I talk about the higher power, but I like calling the higher power the universe because that's what I can see. I can see the universe. We are created to be here on earth. Our purpose is to live and experience life in our true selves. But we are no longer our true selves because of the storms that have changed us. We are tainted with darkness. You understand? We are no longer light because of the things that we encounter, you know? So I was tired. But the universe, it gives you what you focus on. The universe gives you where your energy grows. Where your energy goes, I beg your pardon. You focus on your pain, the universe gives you more of that pain. I got to discover that. You focus on your joy, the universe gives you more of that. So that's the secret. You focus on your joy. That's why in the first part, we were talking about our joys. Where do we get our joys? In our own respect, not a joy from somebody else. Because what happened when we were children, we were introduced into our families. All right? There's your mother who's providing for you, your family. They are providing for you. We came with the strength. We came with power. We came with knowledge. We came with curiosity. No one taught you how to walk. No one taught you that you could drink milk from your mom. Nobody told you that. But we came with that knowledge. Where does that knowledge come from? Who manages your digestive system right now? Who is managing your growth right now? We were all born, I'm almost 48. Who has been managing that? Things that we can't control is managed by the universe. That's the power that we came in with, that we were born with. So it only takes you to recall your power for you to be able to bounce back, for you to be able to train your muscles of resilience. Okay, guys, the first thing, the universe gives you what you give it back. It gives you back what you give. What you focus on is what the universe gives you. Write that in your journals. Energy goes. Energy grows when energy goes. The universe gives you back what you give it. What you focus on, that's what the universe, that's number one. So if you focus on your joys, the universe gives you back your joys. If you focus on your pain, the universe gives you more pain. What do I mean? How do you know you're focusing on your joy, and how do you know you're focusing on your pain? Any situation in life is neutral. Write that down. Situations are neutral. They have no meaning. They have no meaning. Only us give the meaning to the situation. Situations have no meaning. I'm standing here, nothing. I'm just standing here. But it takes only you to put meaning to what I'm doing here. You understand? Somebody can just pass by and see people here, and they can just ignore us. But we know why we are here. So any situation, I could be broke in my bank right now. I don't have any money, but it doesn't mean anything to me. You understand? But to another person, it means I'm broke, my life is finished. Or to another person is, it's okay, I've paid my bills, I'm waiting for the next salary. So all the situations, any circumstance doesn't have a meaning until you place a meaning on it. Okay? So you have a choice. Always, when you're faced with a situation, to either give a narrative that is negative or a narrative that is positive. Always. Meaning, that's what I mean. You always have a choice to put a meaning to any situation that's happening. Either you put a meaning that is positive or a meaning that is negative. So remember, we said the universe gives you back what you're giving it. So if you put a negative meaning, things are not going to be okay for you. Things are not going to be okay for you because the way you're interpreting that situation is in the negative. So that's what you're going to see, and that's what you're going to expect, and that's what you're going to get. Because it's negative. But if you decide to choose a positive narrative about that circumstance, then you are going to be positive about it. You are also going to expect positive things, and you are going to get positive things. That's the secret, guys. That's where the secret is. You have a choice. You have a choice to decide your state of mind at any given time. If I put a negative narrative, the loop will continue and continue and continue. That's how negative things keep coming. They attract each other. So when we are in situations like that, when we face circumstances like that, always know that you have a choice. That's what I learned when I started the monks. Yes, you always have a choice, and choose a narrative that aligns with who you want to be. Remember, I told myself that I made a decision that I want to be the wisest person on earth. So every time I'm faced with a situation, even when I know my bank account is in the minus, I remind myself, who do I want to be? I want to be a wise person. How does a wise person see this circumstance right now? Does a wise person see this situation as being broke, as depression, as I have no power, I'm powerless? Or does the wise person say, okay, I know we don't have money in the bank right now, but what do we need it for at the moment? All the bills are paid, the rent is paid, and I'm working, and I also have sisters that I can, borrow money from. That they can, yes, who can support me now. I do have electricity, I do have running water in my house. Do I really need the money in the bank account? And then the answer would be no. So it's okay, you see. But if I take a negative narrative and blame the economy, and blame my employer, and blame my husband, and blame the kids who are eating a lot of food, and blame the neighbors, and blame the economy, and blame the president, and it goes on because I've decided to take a negative narrative. That's the secret, guys. That's all you need to know. Be aware. When they say think first before you act, that's what they mean. When a circumstance presents itself into your experience, just take a moment before you decide to take action. Just take a step back and say, okay, this is in front of me right now. Who do I want to become? Who do I have? What do I want to do in this situation? Should I give a negative narrative or a positive narrative? Always choose one that gives you more joy. We call it the path of least resistance. Always choose the path that gives you most joy. The path, even if you have a situation, if it's something that you cannot control, then you can't control it. You accept and move on. You accept, this is what the universe has given me, so it's okay, I'll deal with it. But if it's a situation where you have alternatives, where you can choose plan A, plan B, plan C, choose a plan that gives you the most joy. That's why we were discussing scenarios and examples of how we experience joy. Because when you follow your passion, every minute, when you follow your joy, more instances of joy will keep coming to you because you're following your passion. But when you decide to take the alternative state, yes, more instances of pain will come to you, and it goes on and it goes on until you're depressed and you've got nowhere to go. The other thing that I learned from the monks is love, unconditional love. And the day that I learned this, I'm telling you, all my burdens were destroyed. Unconditional love. What I learned from the monks is we need to have unconditional love for everything. Because the universe loves us unconditionally, no matter what you have done. No matter how we judge other people, no matter how we think the world is judging other people, the universe always loves them. The sun always shines on us the same way. We still breathe the same way. Whatever we can't control in our system, everyone is experiencing that. So love like God. Mimic nature. Have unconditional love. Just mimic nature. The trees grow. Every day we enjoy them. No matter what we have done, they are beautiful. So mimic that in your life. Have selfless love. What does it mean? Whenever, take this down, whenever you find yourself counting the score, counting how much you have done for somebody else, Counting how much you have gone somewhere and the other person is not giving back. Counting how much you are working for this employer and they are not recognizing you. Counting how much you have given to other people and they are not acknowledging or appreciating what you have done. Counting your service, counting anything that you do. That's not selfless. You stop counting. You stop counting your contribution. Then that's unconditional love. The very day that I learned this, I'm telling you, my shoulder, I just left, I just felt the weight go, disappear. Because that's what I was doing in my life with everything. I count. How many days am I cooking? I always tell my husband, I've been cooking ever since we got married. I count. I know how many times I've done this. I know how many times I've visited somebody and they are not returning. I know how many times I've given to somebody and they are not appreciating me. You know, I know how many times I've said hi to somebody and they are not answering me. I count the cost. But when you are selfless, when you love unconditionally, just imagine when you're in love with your kids, when you're in love with whoever your partner, you don't even see the time running because you're engrossed in it, you're loving. But the moment you start counting, it means you're frustrated, you're bored, something is wrong. So that's what happens. When you start counting, it means you're not giving anymore. But it's a transaction. It's now a transaction. I watch your back, you watch my back. I give you and I expect something in return. So what I learned is follow your passion. Do what excites you, but without a single expectation. No expectation. Because expectations give us grief. Expectations give us grief. Love and follow your passion without any expectation. What you get is what you get. It doesn't matter. If you do that, you will have inner peace. It's difficult to do. But what I learned is you need to train your mind. The last thing that I'm going to share with you, I have more, but because of time, the last thing that I'm going to share with you today that I learned that brought inner peace to me is live your life as if nothing bothers you. Put that down. Live your life as if nothing hurts you.
Like faking it.
Yes, fake it till you make. Just live your life as if nothing bothers you. And how do you do that? How do you live your life as if nothing bothers you? By living in the present moment. What is living in the present moment? We talked about it earlier. Focus on the now, because this is the now. If somebody asks you what time it is right now, you don't tell them what time it was in the past or what time it is in the tomorrow. In the tomorrow, yes, it's good English. But what time it is now. So focus on the now and notice the good things that you have now. And when you focus on the good things that you have now, that's what determines your next step. That's what determines your future. Live in the present moment. Look for the good things that you have now. That's how you live as if life doesn't hurt you, because you're not in the space of pain right now. But if you live your life or your mind remembering the pain that you experienced last week or last year or 10 years ago, you are not living in the now, but you're living in the past. If you start being worried about the future, you are not living in the now, but you're worried about the future. What I learned is our bodies, our minds are not capable to predict what's going to happen in the future. We can't do that. That's why we are stressed so much when you're worried about the future. Because we can't do that. We can't predict. Things just happen and come to us. We cannot also experience what happened in the past. We only experience what happens in the past through our memories. But if you decide to shut down your memory, you can enjoy what's happening now. But we don't enjoy the moment, we don't enjoy the present, because we are busy living in the past. So act as if nothing hurts you by living in the past, by living in the present, I'm sorry. That's how you do it. So that's exactly how I deal with situations, and that's what they do as well. They just give narratives that align with who they want to be. So you have to decide, who do I want to become? Do I want to be a depressed person, or do I want to be a beautiful person? And if you want to be a beautiful person, so it's the meaning that you put to any circumstance. Is it beautiful? Because if it's not beautiful, then yes, you're going to be in pain. But this is what brought inner peace to me, thinking alternatively. Because we manage this world, we look at this world through our beliefs, you see, through our thoughts, the voices in our heads, through our actions. You see, that's how we experience this world. So if I choose to be a beautiful person, I'm choosing to be a beautiful person in my beliefs. I'm going to let go all the beliefs that don't serve me. I'm going to let go all the beliefs that don't sit well with me. I'm going to just choose another version of a story. We are rewriting our stories. Just rewrite your story in a way that aligns with who you want to be. So I want to be, and I wanted to be, a peaceful person. So the way I live my life, the way I believe things, the way I think, the way I act, you see, in my actions, I'm representing a beautiful and peaceful person. So rewrite your stories. That's what I'm telling you today. In order for you to be able to use the tools that I've just shared, the few tools that I've just shared with you, you need to practice. You need to practice, because our minds are solid. You know how we practice driving? Yes, we practice and practice. Now it's automatic. It's first nature. You don't even think about it. So you need to practice to believe who you are, to know who you are. You need to practice to believe that circumstances don't matter. Only your state of mind matters, whether it's positive or negative. You need to practice self-love. You need to always remind yourself of your self-care routines. You need to practice to be selfless, to remind yourself every time you feel you're not giving unconditional love. You need to practice repetition, 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 repetition. You guys are beacon of light. All of us are beacon of light. Our stories are just not our stories. Our experiences should never stop with us. That's why we are in a community. We share our stories. Because when you are seeking for answers from other people are seeking answers from you as well. You get opportunities from other people. You also have a gift. You also have a gift to empower other people, because we are beacons of light. You ignite your candle and ignite your sister's candle, who will ignite another sister's candle, and so on. So for me, a candle is a symbol of us. It's a symbol of how powerful you are, of the light that is within you. That's what the candle is for. So ignite your candle and ignite your sister's candle, because we are shining stars like that. So always remember. So I burn my candles to remind me of my power, to remind me that I am a gift, okay? And to remind me that the next person is also a gift, who is waiting for an opportunity to share just as much as I have shared. So I give my gift, I receive gifts, and I share gifts. So that's the symbol of the candle for me. Every time I light a candle, I'm reminding myself that I'm a gift, that the next person is all a gift. Everyone that we come across in life teaches us something. They teach us something, and we get closer to becoming who we are, because the people in our lives reflect. They reflect back to us who we are. If you have loving people around you, that means you are a loving person. You are attracting loving people. If you have generous people around you, that means you are also a generous person. You understand? So it starts with you. If you also want to be generous, if you want generous people around you, you start by being generous. And that's what the candle is for me. It shows, it represents that I'm a gift. You are a gift. You're teaching me. I'm teaching you, and we're sharing love. Okay? So thank you so much, guys, for this. I had a wonderful time. This was amazing. Thank you for making up space, the 3 hours to be with us. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. We are beautiful. Thank you so much.